Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Straight Fire Picks. Best sports bets for the evening. We're going late games tonight. We're going with the 10 o'clock games Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Time, primarily. Most of the picks I got tonight are for the later starts. We will talk about those. We will talk about the results from last night. There were 8 games that I picked last night. It didn't go great. It didn't go terrible, but it didn't go great. There were some results that I definitely thought were going to happen at halftime. They didn't end up happening. But that's okay. So we'll get right into the results from last night. We'll start with that. Results from last night, I had, first and foremost, I had the Knicks covering the spread against the Suns. That did not happen. The Knicks lost by about 30 in the second half to the Suns. They ended up losing by 23 for the game, 128-105 your total on that game. At halftime, though, Knicks were up by 7. I was like, okay, I'm 13 points in the money on this pick. I felt pretty good about it. I'm like, if you took the Knicks spread, I was like, oh, that was some good advice. Well, it didn't end up being that way. The Suns completely blew the doors off in the fourth quarter. It was ugly. Randall was balling like I thought he would, and just when it came down to crunch time, nobody could make a play for the Knicks. So that happened. Red Sox won, and my prediction that Matt Harvey would get lit up did happen. He ended up giving up 4 runs in about 5 innings. 0 earned runs because guess what? He gave up an error. Matt Harvey gave up an error to himself. So he didn't get charged with any earned runs. So 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 runs total, but really it should have been 4 earned runs. They got to him there, I think, in the 4th or 5th inning. Red Sox ended up winning 6-2. So my pick to cover the over just missed by a run there. 8 runs scored. I had 8.5. So there's that game, and then we had the Athletics and the Tampa Bay Rays. Athletics ended up winning that game. That was no shock to me. So yeah, that game came in. So between the Red Sox winning, that was 1 that came in. Athletics winning, that was 2 that I got right. Let's see, the other one I got right was a late ad. The Pelicans covering the spread against Philly. They ended up competing really well down the stretch. They had the lead in the fourth quarter. Came back from like about a 20-point deficit there at halftime. Took the lead in the fourth, just couldn't quite pull it out. 109-107 the final on that game. The Sixers pulled it out. So yeah, ended up getting that one. So that was the third. The other ones that I missed. Let's see, what were the other ones? The St. Louis Blues ended up kind of folding. They were leading when I went to bed. Again, another one I was feeling good about. Blues did pull it off. They are actually my pick again tonight. We'll get to that in a little bit. Sacramento Kings. Same thing. They were really tight at halftime. I thought it was a great value pick. Really close game. I think we got 114-109. They ended up losing. I wasn't aware at the time that De'Aaron Fox was out. I didn't catch the news on that. So that was kind of unfortunate. But yeah, the Kings led after 3 quarters. Kings looks like they led, let's see, 60-81. 81-78 after 3 quarters. The Kings led and got outscored by 12 in the fourth to lose 113-104 to the San Antonio Spurs. So that pretty much ended the Sacramento Kings playoff hopes. They were kind of starting to creep back into it, and they really had to win that game last night. Such an important game. They ended up blowing it. So the other one we had was the Washington Capitals. I said on air, that's our free money pick of the night at -196. I could not have been more wrong. Trailed most of that game. Just really couldn't score last night. So it ended up losing, I believe it was 3-2. They are actually back in action tonight against the same team. 0-0 after 1 in that game right now. All right, so now we are going to get to tonight's picks. We're going to hope we do better. We're going to do better tonight. We had a rough night, 3-5 total. If you took the picks, you wouldn't have done horrible. You wouldn't have done great, obviously, but you wouldn't have lost all your money if you took those picks individually. All right, so I had a little bit of input on tonight's picks from my good buddies Dave and Johnny. If I could have gotten on the air earlier, there were some picks I would have had in here that I can't put up, unfortunately, because I was too late tonight. I was out at the driving range. All right, so number one, we got the Denver Nuggets on the money line. Plus 130 right now on FanDuel. According to FanDuel odds, you'll find about that just about on any site. Throw 50 at that, throw 100 at that. I think that's a good pick for tonight. Brooklyn Nets really been struggling lately. Believe they're on a 5-game losing streak. Nuggets surprisingly aren't playing that bad without Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray has been hurt. He's done for the year. Denver Nuggets have actually been playing pretty decent in his absence. Nuggets come in at 44-23. Nets 43-24. Once again without James Harden. Should see Durant and Irving tonight, but Nuggets are at home. I'm rolling with the Nuggets. The value's on their line, plus 130. Great pick tonight, I think. I think that's the one I like the most. And that was brought to you by Davey, my good buddy Davey. Okay, pick number two. We got the Los Angeles Dodgers against the LA Angels. I'm taking the Dodgers on the money line. That is minus 144. If you take the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw on the bump for the Dodgers. I really like them in this game. I think Kershaw will pitch well. His stuff has slowed down later in his career, but he's still a very effective pitcher, and I definitely expect them to win tonight. The other pick that honestly jumped off the page at me again, this is one that I feel very confident about, but you never know, it's sports. Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL at minus 130 odds, taking on the Nashville Predators. Hurricanes have been really hot this year. They're having a great year. Nashville's like a 500 team. Carolina's been having a really great year, really hot year this year. Carolina comes in at 36-10. Carolina's only lost 10 times this year, guys. They've played 54 games. Carolina's lost 10 times. They're minus 130 tonight. Nashville comes in as a solid team as well, 29-23. But I really think Carolina gets it done tonight. At minus 130, I think you can't beat those odds. I'm running it back on the St. Louis Blues. They're playing the same team. They're playing the Vegas Golden Knights. I thought the Blues would pull it out last night. They were super close. Went to a shootout. Was it a shootout? Oh, no, it was just overtime. Went to overtime yesterday. Lost 4-3 in overtime to the Golden Knights. Like I said, I think they get it done tonight, though. Plus 188, guys, on that money line tonight. Definitely the best value pick out there, I think. Blues are a very solid unit. They're 24-19, but I think they're going to be looking to get into the playoffs, so I'd expect them to come out hard tonight and look for them to win tonight. Final pick of the evening. We got the Portland Trailblazers. Minus 6 taking on the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs on a back-to-back. Blazers. Blazers been having a really, really good year. Kind of their typical year, though. 38-29 on the year for the Blazers. Very solid. I just think this is going to be... I think the Blazers are just too much for the Spurs. Both teams are on a back-to-back, so it's worth noting. No really competitive advantage there, but I just think the Trailblazers are a better team, and they'll get it done tonight. Odds on that, it's about minus 110 to take the Blazers at minus 6. We're taking the spread on that game. I think they do cover that spread. Alright, so those are my 5 for tonight. That's all I'm going with for tonight because I'm just doing late games. I don't want to throw too many out there and, till some of these hit. So I'm going to hope I go from 3-5 to 8-5. So next time on the air with you, I hope I have the good news for you that we'll be 8-5. I'll be dishing out good advice. Like I said last night, I think the feelings on a few of those games were correct. The Knicks played really well in the first half. Like I said, led by 7. Normally, they've been playing so much better in the fourth quarter lately. It's kind of going a lot off that. I figured they'd be close at halftime. Fourth quarter, they did not show up at all. Completely threw me off there. So, yeah. So hopefully next time they'll play a little bit better. I don't know if I would. I think they're playing the Clippers tomorrow. Don't know if I'd recommend hopping on that bandwagon. Looks like they're struggling a little bit on this West Coast trip. Absolutely critical for them. Here coming down the stretch, they're looking to get home court advantage in the playoffs, and they're kind of giving up that opportunity. Atlanta is hot on their heels, so if they don't keep playing well, Atlanta, I think, will overtake them for the 4th spot. So I do hope the Knicks get it, even though I am wearing a Brooklyn Nets shirt, guys, tonight. They are my team. I'm not a huge fan of the way they constructed their team this year, but they are my basketball team. I root for them. Tonight, I think they lose. They're my pick to lose. Just so you can see, I'm not being biased. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. It helps us support the channel. I'm going to be adding more stuff into these streams graphically and that kind of thing. Possibly more expanding the content. Kind of just in the beginning stages. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on what you're hearing. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's action. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. What your picks would be for the evening. Also would love to hear your thoughts on Dogecoin. A little bit unrelated to sports betting, but Dogecoin is going to be getting some news tonight. Elon Musk, the Doge father, is going on Saturday Night Live. Is expected to talk about Dogecoin, and who knows what's going to happen. You think it's going to go up? You think it's going to go down? I've actually traded Dogecoin a few times. Made a little bit of good money on it. I would say, and I think there's a lot of feeling here, that Dogecoin will definitely go to at least 90 cents. Possibly $1. I think if you're trading Dogecoin and they buying it in around 60 cents isn't bad. And looking to clear out in the lower to mid 90s would be good. I'm actually looking to get back in around the 58 cent area if I can. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think Dogecoin will do tonight. If you think it'll run or you think it'll drop. Curious to see your thoughts. So many people are involved in that now. It's such a huge, another way of betting. Almost. It's almost like sports betting in a way. You could actually go on sports betting sites and actually bet on Dogecoin to hit $1 or not. So it's kind of interesting the way that industry is. But yeah, I think that will do it for me, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Again, please be sure to drop a subscribe and a like. I'd appreciate that. Other than that, that's going to do it for episode 2 of Straight Fire Picks. Appreciate your support, and we will catch you next time. Peace.